So for those of you who don't know, I live in a little area called Bridesville, and recently Fortis BC, who supplies our electricity, did something which has a lot of people really upset. And I know everyone's always upset about something, but this has a lot of people really reeling, and I want to get into it. Our area is heavily forested, and a lot of our power lines run through heavily forested areas. Fortis BC released an announcement that they were planning to do preventative power shutoffs. And oh my gosh, this has a lot of people really upset. All Fortis said was, hey, we might be shutting off the power as a preventative measure during high-risk weather events. So please make sure that you are able to go without power for up to 72 hours. Now this, as far as I'm concerned, is standard. Everybody should be prepared to go without electricity for 72 hours, minimum, okay? And this has nothing to do with Fortis as a company. This just has to do with basic personal accountability, especially if you have kids, or if you are caring for someone who is elderly or disabled, or if you have babies or livestock, or any will to live of your own. I feel like we've become way too dependent on things like electricity and running water, and it's not a human right. It isn't. It's a luxury, it's a privilege. And when it comes down to it, Fortis is a business, first and foremost. They're a business offering a service which we pay for. And if they are making a decision to protect their infrastructure and also to protect their customers, the people who live in our area, and don't forget, yes, Fortis is a company, it's a corporate entity, but it's run by humans, and a lot of those humans live here. The reason that they're doing this is so that if there is a high temperature wind event, that a tree doesn't fall on a power line and start a wildfire. Sorry, I had to pick a bug off my head. So even though we've done so many prescribed burns out here, there is still so much unburnt fuel. We are sitting on a powder keg in a tinderbox. It only will take one tree to fall on one power line to burn down this entire area. And if you live out here, you know this, okay? So instead of being upset with Fortis because they're gonna be inconveniencing you, how about look at it from the perspective of, hey, that's actually really smart. And some of you are using the angle, oh, but what about the seniors? What about the vulnerable people? What about disabled people? Well, what about them? What about the ranchers with livestock to feed? What about them? What are they going to do in a fire? Have you been in a wildfire? If you have, then you know being without power for 3 days beats the hell out of having to evacuate your livestock because there is a raging wildfire roaring up on you. You know that being without power for 3 days beats the hell out of trying to fight a forest fire feet from your house with a rake and a shovel. Okay, because once there's a wildfire, the power is off anyway, and it can be weeks before it's restored. So why are you upset that they're trying to prevent this? If you are worried about the vulnerable people in your area, then instead of getting angry at Fortis, you should be helping them prepare. If you have vulnerable people in your neighborhood, help them out. Be a good neighbor. Don't make it someone else's problem to look after them. Because realistically, if we have a fire, those people are going to be going without power anyway, and they might lose their homes. So let's look at the big picture. Let's think critically. I don't care whether you think that the Illuminati are shining lasers from the sky to cause fires. I don't care if you believe that the liberal government is creating fires so that they can raise taxes. I don't care what you believe. And it doesn't even matter, because the fact is we are coming into a wildfire season that is likely going to be unprecedented in nature. Like, unprecedented. We are probably going to have the most awful wildfire season we've ever had. And we need to be prepared. We need to make sure that we're not causing wildfires. And most importantly, that we are not putting firefighters in danger unnecessarily. So how about we take some personal accountability, we help ourselves, we help our neighbors, we help the vulnerable. And then with any luck, we don't have to deal with having our houses burned down, having to go without power for days, weeks, months, while Fortis rebuilds their damaged infrastructure that gets incinerated in a wildfire. It has nothing to do with electric cars. It has nothing to do with the government. It has nothing to do with any conspiracy theory that you can think of. All it is preventing fires. That's it. And you should be on board with that. And if you're not, you really need to ask yourself why. All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you.